could probably use one of these every day without really much thinking about it. Actually, they're really kind of the perfect pointing device, but there is no law that says you have to use the same old mouse year after year. And a lot of research has gone into making a better mouse. Maybe not a better mousetrap, but at least a better mouse. James Kim is here from Tech TV Labs with a few alternatives to the everyday garden variety rodent on your desktop.
Gosh, Leo, do you remember the days before the mouse?
Yeah, I do. We were talking about it. It was like text-oriented and...
Amber monitors.
Yeah. This is a big improvement. And I have to say, the mouse is pretty much close to perfect.
Yeah, I love using the mouse.
Yeah, it gets the job done.
You know, every computer comes with a mouse. It's not something you think about getting,
right.
You know, in terms of getting another one or getting another type of mouse. But some people are sick of the mouse.
Right.
You know, for whatever reasons. It's ergonomics.
Right.
You know, I at one time had some problems with my wrist because of a mouse, so I moved over to a trackball.
As I did, and I keep both.
Right.
So if I like to change it around.
And it's interesting to see how long it takes to actually get adjusted to that new format.
Yeah, that's
we have
right.
3 new formats here.
Brand
They're not
new.
necessarily new, but there are different types of products.
Yeah, they're still kind of mouse-ish.
They're very mouse-ish.
If
you look at this first one, this is a Logitech TrackMan. It's optical and cordless, so it communicates with this base station
I like
right
the fact that it's wireless.
But
That's
it
great.
stays stationary. So basically what you do is actually control it using your fingers.
Right.
And this can give you a sensation of a little more precision.
Right.
All these other buttons right here, this is the primary button, the right button right here, which is a little difficult to get used to using your thumb.
Yeah, your thumb to click, right.
So you get a little bit of carpal tunnel stuff going on at the first week.
Right.
But afterwards, you're golden. And then you've got these convenient, the scroll wheel right here.
That's nice.
You have a back and forward. Actually, let me click onto something right here. I feel like I'm doing this backwards. It's like using a mouse upside down.
It's kind of strange.
So I can go back and forwards with these
Those are the
buttons.
2 buttons above the
Right.
thumb button. So you're using your thumb to do that.
And then you can use another kind of scroller right here. And this is your second rep.
So there's even more functionality than in a regular mouse. You have room for a lot more buttons. The advantage is you're not moving your arm or your hand around, but you are. But there is more fine motor control.
Basically, this is all stationary.
Right.
So a lot of the motor control is happening in your thumb and your fingers. So after about a week or 2, I'm hooked back onto this. So I'm using this as my primary mouse right now. So that's there. That's the Logitech. It's cordless. It's very convenient. Optical sensor in there, and it's $70.
Not bad.
Not bad.
Not bad. I like the cordless. So what's this thing in the middle here?
Okay, this. If you know any graphic designers, we know a lot of Tech TV.
Yeah, they all use
This is a very popular product. You're actually going backwards, going to the basics, and you're actually drawing yourself around the screen. As you can see, the screen right there, I can select by pressing down.
So this is called a tablet.
This is called tablet PC. Tablet. I'm sorry.
Now the biggest difference, and the thing that's
Wacom.
hard to get used to, is this uses absolute addressing versus relative addressing.
Absolutely. See this screen right here?
Absolutely. What's the difference?
Basically, this comes in 2 sizes. This is called the Graphire 3, brand new, consumer-driven. This is a 6x8 space right here. So this whole area right here, from here to here, is mapped out to the screen. So if I mouse around up here, you see I'm up at the upper left.
If you click in the upper left, your mouse clicks in the upper left.
See the mouse traveling? Now you don't actually have to touch this stylus to the surface. You can actually hold it about half an inch around it.
It senses it.
Right, and you can click down. Now what I'm going to do, this is great for, I mean, it's acceptable for going around the desktop, but it's perfect for an application like Photoshop. Okay.
Where you're drawing.
So where you're drawing. Yeah. So I've got a little pencil right here, and it's got 512 levels of pressure sensitivity. So as I press down harder, you see that?
Look at you get a wider stroke.
Really emulates using a pen.
That's really neat.
It's kind of cool, and there are a lot of different graphics programs like Painter, Photoshop Elements that are optimized for using something like this.
In fact, it comes probably with the Painter Classic. Usually
it comes with 3 applications, kind of low-level applications, but it's very convenient. This is $200, so it's a little more expensive than you'd think. But this is cool. You can actually go here and turn it around and use it as an eraser.
As an eraser.
Well,
I love
that. It's
that.
not programmed to do that right now. But you can also use the right and left mouse click buttons right here. And
you can't get these cheaper. They make a Graphire 1, which is a 5x7, I think.
They have one that's smaller.
That's $100.
That's $99. So
yeah.
It's nicer to have this big space, and then I can customize this too.
But I notice there's a mouse with it too. Can you use it as a mouse?
Yeah, actually, I'm going to put this here. This is a holder, but you can also put it in there. This is a mouse. It's not the traditional mouse. There's no ball or optical sensor. What it has is a little pointing device in here that emulates the stylus, so I can actually move around on this surface. Once again, it's mapped, so I don't have to go like this. I just go directly to that spot and move around. And it's kind of effective for actually drawing, because it's very, it just has a very sensitive feel, but you can't get to places quickly, so it's not a great desktop mouse.
Well, I guess you could lift it and move it, right?
Well, actually, it's mapped directly to...
So if you lift it, you move it directly to that spot.
Exactly. So this is nice. As you can see, I customize my tablet.
I love that. Might be a little distracting if you're drawing.
So I like using this. Graphic designers swear by it.
Oh,
so.
yeah. If you're doing graphics, you probably should have one of these. And again, these are, thanks to USB, not to the exclusion of your mouse. You could still use your mouse.
And the cool thing is this cord is really long, so you can just take it back and just kind of relax. And, you know.
Now, this is the wackiest one you brought.
This is pretty wacky. This has been out for a little while, but this is the newest version. This is called the Ultra GT from Gyration. And, you know, works like a regular mouse here. You got the left and right mouse buttons.
And here's
the right here.
it's wireless. So
it's
here's
wireless,
the base station,
but the cool thing is that I'm going to lift this up. Okay? This is the pièce de la résistance. Okay?
Pièce de résistance.
So what I'm doing is I can sit back.
He's doing the mouse
and
in the air.
I'm looking this way, and I'm just using wrist motions. And there's a little trigger here, so it's like kind of like using a gun, but I'm using my wrist motions to actually move around on the screen.
So you pull the trigger and then it senses
right,
it.
and I use my you know, thumb to actually click on something, so I can draw here. Now I'm going to go into the settings here.
How long does it take you to get used to that?
It takes a little while because, as you can see, I'm having a little trouble
yeah.
right now.
Your fine control
This
seems
is
to
really
suffer
designed for people with like web TVs or
right.
things where they want to get away from the desk.
You need
here's
big
where
buttons,
you can. Now there's this thing called a swipe, and because there's a little motion sensing gyro inside here, I can actually program this to do different things with.
So if you
a
swipe
flick of my
it up,
wrist.
it goes home.
If I go up, well, this is in Internet Explorer, so I'm going to activate that by going down. Oops, I just see it's a little difficult.
I can see, yeah.
So I'm going to go like this.
It's not even doing it.
You know what? It's because I was using the wrong mouse button. So this, see, that's what happens in demo.
Now, we don't expect you to be an expert because
so here we go.
you don't
finally,
use this every day. Okay.
Finally, I've hit you know, Internet Explorer here, and I can actually surf I can go backwards by going this way.
Oh, it worked.
Forward by going this way.
Oh, it's doing the strokes on the screen.
You see that? Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
And if I go down into a Word document here, I can actually, I've programmed this so that if I shake it to the right, I will get a...
It erases it? What does it do?
I will get a, what do you call it, a highlighting pen. Except it's not working quite right. That's what happens on live TV. You know, this kind of thing happens.
I think it's also underscores that there's a little problem with this. It's not
the
perfect.
thing about each of these is that you need to spend time with practicing, just like the regular old mouse. There's a little adjustment period, and you might even feel a little, you know, carpal tunnel action going on in your arm, which I've experienced.
Well, you're using muscles, fine muscles that you haven't used before. So you might be a little sore.
But the whole idea with this one is that you're not waving it around. You're in other words, you're just kind of using your wrist like this.
Yeah, right.
So this is actually
if you want to look like
$80.
Tom Cruise in Minority Report, you can use that.
This is part of the same idea. So this is $80 from Gyration.
When are they going to put them on our fingers and we can just go like this?
I think that's going to come out. Actually, I've seen one where you actually mount on your head.
Yeah, yeah. James is our mouse wrangler. He's wrangled up all the details for us at techtv.com/call
Where are they?
for help. It's Rodent Roundup next. Up next, what's it take to give away a TiVo